Good afternoon, everyone. This is PreMarket Prep at the close. As usual, I'm Spencer. That's Joel. Wait, did I get that right? Which way did I get? I think
I don't know how you do that.
well, one of those ways I can never forget if my camera is mirrored or not. Joel, I got it right the first time. We've been talking about this rotation in the past few days, and every time we get a rotation away from the big tech stocks into value, let's say a lot of people always ask, "Oh, is this the one? Is this
It's
the
just
one that sticks?" Well, it did stick for
two
2
days,
days.
2 day rotation.
That was that.
Yeah, and we'll just go overall here. Looking at the market, kind of in the area we were trading at this morning. We did take out the pre-market high of 74 and a quarter, but if you went for the breakout of the pre-market high move, you didn't have much at all. It only went to 76.75. Haven't touched the anywhere near the pre-market low 35.31. 51 and a quarter is your pre-market low. That's just below mid-range, and we're just hanging out in the 35.60 handle going into the close here. Looking at crude oil, crude gave a lot back here, and it had some news, I believe, cutting back or whatever, and gave it all back. So after that move from 34 to 43, that is not a good looking red candle. We'll see if he can hold the low in the morning and get back up to 43. I think you'll find sellers at 42 tomorrow. Gold in the red by 1470. Man, oh man, just cannot catch a bid here. New low for the recent down move here. Silver down 18.7 cents at 24.27 and a half. And if you didn't listen to our show this morning, folks, and you want to learn about Bitcoin, you got to listen at the 8:33 mark. We had Mark Yusko in on, and 35-minute discussion on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's up $450 and 15,805.
Yep. So if you were keeping track, the rotation into value away from growth looks like it is over. We are back to what we would call normal markets today. Big tech is leading us higher. Value is most certainly not. And so, financials, industrials, materials, energy, some healthcare, all sort of getting the beats here. If you look at what's leading the way, it is your usual suspects, right? Your high flying growth. I want to talk about Fubo here because Mitch was a little hesitant before we came on this morning. He was like, I want, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, I think now would be a good time to sell, but he didn't want to be that committed. And he did say that on the show, Mitch. You did come out and say that you think like this is the best this is the best news possible, and there's a potential that it's all priced in, and there's a potential that the stock moves cyclically with the sports cycle. And Mitch, you were right. You were right on the upside, and you were right on the downside. So if you listen to Mitch this morning, if you're long Fubo and you listened to him and you sold it, well, buy Mitch a beer if we're ever allowed to fly again. But Joel, that Fubo move, pretty much.
Yeah,
Oh, did it open at the high?
yeah, well, a little bit here. Let me bring the chart up here. I had to reboot, so I didn't get to keep my illustrations that went into my article. I wrote that up as the pre-market prep stock of the day. Let my illustrate I wrote on the charts nicely and everything, but basically it got a mention on pre-market prep back here. I remember it was around the $10-11 area. Insider buy. So other things that Mitch liked about it, and got to mention it was right in this area. I think traded 11 that day, and then of course you had the slow roll up, you had the breakout of the consolidation and the highs, and then it got to 21 and change in the pre-market trading. That was too much, too fast for the issue. Uh, Opened higher. This is the open. Where's the open? Right here. And boom, it only got to 2040. And then people said, cha-ching, we're ringing the register. pretty much been sold all day long here. So good calls on both sides of the markets in Fubo. We'll have to wait for a good retracement here to look on the long side. Maybe just under $16 there. You had all those former highs. Let's see if this acts as new support on the way down. Of course, you don't have a catalyst, like earnings coming up, but man, we broke out from here. Let's see if that old resistance, 15 and a half, 16, turns out to be new support.
Joel, did you see Nikola today? I wanted to bring up Nikola yesterday, but they
Nikola.
really didn't move after their earnings report, and they didn't offer any clarity on the earnings report, which was was it Tuesday or was it Monday? I've lost track now. It was Monday after the close, and they didn't really offer any clarity on the GM deal, and the stock really didn't move. I mean, it moved at the open, sure, but it didn't really move after hours Monday or in the pre-market on Tuesday. So it just we never brought it up, or I never brought it up for that reason. It is moving again today, though. I think they said something about their Class 8 truck. There may have been a PR out there. I don't have these. Let me see.
Dead money, Spencer. It's dead money. That's what I think. I mean, you got a little move today. The stock, once a $90 stock, I mean, yeah, it could go up. It can retrace some of this move. Up, I mean, the up 209, 210 looks just so minuscule on this chart just because of the scaling. But couple quiet days. Those ranges are very minimal. Backed off the high of the day. Really no other highs in that area. But you got a good area of support, I guess. I mean, you came down to here. It's kind of a nothing muffin chart on this one. If you're looking for continued upside, tomorrow, perhaps, what's today's high? Today's high is 21.19. Your next daily high comes in at 22.10. So clear 21, get a look at 22.10. But a lot of overhead supply in this one, folks.
I'm looking at the chat here, and someone had a comment, and I want to find who it was. Oh yeah, James Santangelo had a good comment. He said he was averaging up in solo for the 5th time. We don't really talk about averaging up ever on this show, but we should. I think averaging up is it's a good strategy, right? You add to your winners. We criticize adding to your losers and how that is a recipe for disaster, but we don't really talk about the other side of that, which is adding to your winners, and that can be a really good strategy. So congrats to you, James, for having a winner and adding more.
Yeah, the only thing is when it plops down, you're like, oh, geez,
Sure.
But if you have a plan, if you have areas where you want to add, and you have targets, and it's a good thing to do. This is a lower price stock, so I don't think you can get taken to the cleaners too badly. For you, James, you got to clear $4. It got there on Monday. Bad day yesterday for some reason, getting back up there today. But $4, the next hurdle, clear hurdle for solo SLSOLO Spoos back into 35, back right where we opened, folks. 35.65. That was your 9:30 a.m. open. We're trading 35.66 heading into the final 11 minutes of the session.
Oh, Mitch, don't remind me of the Hyliion reports tomorrow. Let's see. I have not looked at the Hyliion chart for like 2 weeks. Let's see. What's Hyliion doing? Oh, okay. I had low expectations.
A little bit of a rounding bottom there. Not the bad looking chart. You're buying it here. I like, a little bit, maybe. I'll give you all the bullish things, rounding bottom, maybe even a head and shoulders bottom here. Monthly support. I mean, you want to see monthly support, folks. Here, you got it. No better illustration than right here. Look at all these monthly lows right here. So a level to lean on. This thing's all over the map. 1806, that's your out. But looks like it's trying. I don't know what the report's going to say, but it's trying.
First one is a public company. And we got a super chat here from Bravo Mo 1982.
Who's that?
Is that the year you were born, or is that your account balance? CODX is what we haven't talked about this one for a while. This was a COVID play back when this whole pandemic
What do they do?
At
What do
least
they do?
in the summer, this was I believe it was a COVID play. I mean, it's a biotech firm. I think they make like supplies, right? They do. I could be wrong. I just remember this one being like this had a huge rally in May and in August. So
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
and actually in February. That's what I remember this from. I remember this in February. It went from like what $3 to like $21. That was
more than
like
that. Yeah.
well, that was right when this thing started. So let's take a look at CODX. We haven't looked at it recently.
You had the big old break and then the rally, then a long consolidation, and then you tried to break out of this consolidation, then you broke down through the consolidation, and now you're coming back up again. I can't give you an exact number here, but if I'm just looking at this thing, I mean, if you go right here, this is what you need. You need to get up above all these highs. I think that that's when, of course, barring any good news, something like that. But yeah, it hovered there before it broke down in August. That was the deflection point in September. Failed there in October. Failed at the end of October there. So right there, that's your point. That's where you need to get above 15. I get it comes across at like 15.35. You're still a couple bucks away, but it's trying. It's trying. It's been quiet for a long time. So you got that going in your favor.
Okay, we're being asked also about LI. This is from Richard Galdiano. I tell you what I don't like here about LI, Richard. Yeah, this is a Chinese EV player, right? Go around the sector, the other Chinese, go to their peers, the other Chinese EV names. You look at NEO, up 3.5% today. KNDI, up 3.5% today. XPEV, up 1.5% today. And what's LI doing? It's down. I do not like that.
Yeah. I mean, it had a nice run though. I mean, from 16 to 28, gave a little bit back today and yesterday. You got two lows in the same area to lean on. So I think unless it took out 23, I still think it's good to go north. You got a pair of matching highs, pretty close to matching highs at let's call it 28.40. I guess the big thing for this, and this is not much of a retracement, but when a stock comes off an area like it did here, that was definitely an important area. And you come down to here, 20, and that comes in at 25.77. So if this stock is for real tomorrow over the next couple days, you're going to get up here. You're going to get to 25.77, make it maybe a 26 high, jag around a little bit, and then blast off. But it's trying. It's trying to get off the mat here. Let's see if it can get back at least 50%. And then you have the pair of highs. Oh, does that coincide? No, the pair of highs is actually much higher than that. But it's trying. That one looks okay to me.
All right. Datadog was on my list for this morning.
We forgot to
we
do the
didn't get to
dog.
it though. We spent so much time with Mark. We didn't have time to get to it. They had earnings yesterday.
How many stocks did we cover today? 4?
Something like that. Yeah, and half of those were after 9:00.
Oh,
Datadog had earnings, and I was trying to figure this one out this morning, and I really couldn't because the earnings were good and the guidance was good, and so I don't necessarily. But it didn't end up mattering, right? Because it opened and there was that flush there for the first half hour, and then it turned. So my first clue that the report wasn't great, aside from the price action, was the fact that J.P. Morgan downgraded the stock, and was that the only downgrade? I think that was the only downgrade today. Was J.P. Morgan. So
came to a nice area. Look at that. What's the low for today?
79.76.
Yeah, look at that. Boom, 79.76. You had some 80 was the number. That's what people were focusing on. So you are starting to recover. Boy, you got a lot of real estate to cover. If this is, I mean, it's hard to say, yeah, okay, this is a fall from 117. This is the bottom here at $80, but it is turning out to be a green candle on the day. That bodes well. It's just, man, you just got a lot of people stuck on this. So, if you're looking to go back to 100, 110, 117, I don't think that's going to happen soon. If you're doing this for a little bit more of a swing trade and you're looking for a gap fill, yeah, why the hell not going to go to 88.59? That was actually the low from yesterday. So it's trying. It looks like it's going to close near the highs of the session. So maybe, you got everyone out that you wanted out, and maybe you can make a trade.
All right, I want to go quickly to just look at what is due to report after the close
There
today.
is so many stocks reporting after the close and in the morning that are useless stocks. You tell me what you think.
I was going to say there really aren't many of interest, right?
Yeah.
You're actually, I can find the exact total for you. It's in the hundreds in terms of the number of
Yeah.
companies that are reporting.
What did I
But
come up with?
there really aren't many that I think are worth highlighting. Maybe like
Yeah,
grow,
you tell me.
all right, grow generation is probably the big one.
Okay.
GRWG, like that's notable.
I didn't even notice that one. GRWG.
That's notable. Purple recent IPO, right? But GrowGen is perhaps the big one for tonight.
This is what Tim Seymour likes, right?
A lot of people like it. This is the one that made that huge move and never really gave it back. Let me look at the daily.
It did. It made
a little
it.
bit.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Pull up chart.
Oh, sorry. I'm distracted here. Let me get my charts back up here. And so this is a US pod stock, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me confirm that.
I'll go simple on this one. All-time high. And then right there, I want to do a retracement instead. Let's see if we can get rid of this line.
Yeah, GrowGen's based in Denver. I knew that.
Hey, Mitch wanted to work there, but he didn't get hired, so he works at Benzinga.
That's right. That's true.
2164. Yeah, you're coming up on that mid-range here of this break. So let's see. Same thing as I said, that other stock. You have a break like this, you got to take note of it. Then you want to see it take back to 50% and hold. Not quite there yet. I have it coming in at 2164, but I'm sure my lines are off just a little bit.
All right. 358 here, Joel. How are we looking into the close? It's not bad.
Not bad at all, Spencer. This is going to be another good day for the market. I was a little worried about the market yesterday because we had sold off so hard, so fast from that high. And the market held in there yesterday and regained its footing today in a nice fashion. It's going to end up with a nice gain at 66. So right now, of some 26 handles if we finish right here, right now. So keeping an eye on that overnight. We'll be keeping an eye on that 76, 75 high from today. Also noted on the S&Ps, you had that break from 36.68 down to 35.0650. So halfway back on that takes you up to 87. So we're working back our way through that territory. A wild day on Monday, but a little bit of digestion yesterday, and the rally continues today.
Yeah, I stand corrected on Purple PL. They actually reported Tuesday afternoon.
How's that doing?
I somehow missed that one. But
yeah, I looked at this for my buddy Jim a while ago, and it was up near that all-time high, and it just seemed like it would give you another shot, and it certainly did here. Undercut these lows that you had at 2450 area, but that looks like it found support after a nice rally.
All right, here's the number: 73 earnings reports after the close today, 102 earnings reports tomorrow morning, 116 earnings reports tomorrow afternoon, and then 40 all day Friday. So we got, Wednesday, Thursday, typically the busiest days of the week for earnings. There's your closing bell. Not much in the way of big names this week. We're still a week or two away from retail earnings, but that's a wrap for us, Joel. So a good day for the market.
Yeah, come back late in the day there, folks. You see the rally we got on our hands here. So we'll be keeping on. Maybe we'll sneak into that 3,600 handle tomorrow night.
All right, that'll be a wrap for us, or tonight, for that matter. Hit that like button.
Tonight, which is really tomorrow.
Right. Tomorrow's session, which starts at 6 p.m. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate that. On tomorrow's show, we got a good one for you. Mark Chaikin will be on with us. He's on every other week. And then at 9, we'll be joined by Jim Barr. He is the CEO of Nautilus. Ticker is NLS. We're going to ask Jim about their earnings report and how COVID has changed the entire business of fitness equipment and at-home fitness. So that'll be on tomorrow's show. Thanks for all the participation, everyone in our chats. We appreciate that. All the super chats, all the comments, all the likes. Please remember that all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a good rest of your day. We will see you tomorrow.